So yesterday I made a post talking about how I was buying a special car part for my Chevy Corvair on an S10 frame with a supercharged V6. Not only was I not expecting everyone to guess the car part, I also was not expecting them to guess the car that it came from. So if you guessed a electronic power steering pump from a Volvo, you are correct. This is a electronic power steering pump from a Volvo, like an S40 or an S70, or I don't know, they came in a bunch. The reason I went with this one is because it came with all the brackets when you mount it into the Volvo. So I was like, well, maybe I can reuse them. And then it also came with the pigtails, so I was not going to have to source those at a later date. I've been wanting one of these for this specific build because the supercharged 3800 is one of my favorite engines of all time. But my biggest problem with it is you have this beautiful supercharger and then this ugly alternator right here, and it's always ruined it for me. So I actually have a alternator relocating kit that basically relocates it to where the power steering pump is. That way, the only thing on top of the engine is this beautiful supercharger. But then I won't have power steering. Enter electronic power steering. Now, a lot of people are probably going to ask why I didn't go with something like a Prius electronic power steering. And that's because, if I'm not mistaken, it's part of the steering shaft itself, and I just would not have had room with my headers there and everything else in the way, so that was just not an option. This is a really common swap into cars. There's YouTube videos for days of people swapping these into their projects, and so it's a very straightforward swap, so it should be pretty easy. It's also nice because this will basically fit. Well, kind of. I got some crap to move out of the way, but it's going to fit really nicely down in this little cavity here, just out of the way of everything. And on top of that, my return and the pressurized line is only going to have to be like that long because it's going to be here, and the lines for my power steering box are right there. So those also will not be an issue. There's obviously a few other logistical things to work out, but for the most part, I have them all figured out. This should be a pretty straightforward install. So, if you want to see a Volvo electronic power steering pump installed in a Chevy Corvair on a Chevy S10 frame with a supercharged V6 under the hood, consider dropping a follow or subscribe to my YouTube channel at Lucky13 Speedworks.